Who are the Mensaka? The Mensaka are one of the many indigenous cultural communities found in the Philippines, particularly in the islands of Mindanao. They belong to a broader group known as Lumad, a term used to describe indigenous people in the Mindanao who are neither Muslim nor Christian settlers. The term Mansaka comes from the words man, meaning people, and Saka, meaning to go up or to ascend, reflecting their history of living in upland or mountainous regions. This is a reference to their traditional settlement in the highlands of Davao de Oro and Davao del Norte, where they have lived for generations, cultivating the land and preserving their costumes. The Mensaka have a unique and vibrant culture that has endured through time, despite the pressure of modernization, migration, and development. They are known for their strong connection to nature, deep spirituality, and communal lifestyle. Their identity is deeply rooted in their ancestral lands, oral traditions, and traditional knowledge system passed down from the generation to the next. This is the differences from other tribes. Although the Mansaka share some cultural similarities with other indigenous groups in Mindanao, such as the Mandaya, Manubo, Bagubo, and Ata, they also have distinct features that make them a unique ethnic group. Their language. The Mansaka people speak the Mansaka language, which is part of the Austronesian language family. This language differs significantly in vocabulary and structure from the Mandaya or Manubo languages. It reflects their distinct identity and worldview, and also their cultural attire. Traditional Mansaka clothing includes colorful, hand-woven fabrics often adorned with intricate beadwork, brass ornaments, and embroidered patterns. Women wear beaded headpieces and blouses with geometric designs, while men wear vests and trousers made from traditional cloth. These styles differ in design, color, and symbolism from those of neighboring groups. And also, we have their spiritual practices. Unlike some tribes that converted to Christianity or Islam earlier, the Mansaka have preserved many of their pre-colonial animistic beliefs, though many now blend this with Christians' practice. They still perform rituals to honor natural spirits, ancestors, and guardian deities. And lastly, their social structure. The Mansaka maintain a tribal council system where elders and spiritual leaders, or such as the baby land, guided decisions. They also place a strong emphasis on kinship, communal ownership of land, and collective responsibility. Culture. The Mensaka have a rich and dynamic culture that encompasses many aspects of life. Oral tradition. Storytelling plays a vital role in preserving their history. Myths, legends, and moral tales are passed down orally. These stories often explain natural phenomena, teach moral lessons, or record the tribe's origin. Their rituals and beliefs. The Mensaka traditionally believe in supernatural beings that inhabit natural features like rivers, trees, mountains, and caves. They conduct rituals to seek blessings, healing, protection, and success in farming or hunting. Rituals are often led by a babaylan or shaman. And festivals and ceremonies. They celebrate planting and harvest seasons with rituals that include music, dance, food, sharing, and offerings. Wedding ceremonies, naming rites, and death rituals are also performed in accordance with tribal costumes. And their art and music. Mansaka music uses indigenous instruments like the kolentang or a row of small horizontal gongs, and a gong or a large suspended gong, and kodyapi, a native lute, and bamboo flutes. Their dances often mimic the movements of nature, birds, the wind, or water, and are performed during rituals or festivities. Under cuisine, the Mensaka diet is based on available resources, root crops, bananas, corn, upland rice, and freshwater fish. Food preparation is simple, often grilled or boiled using natural herbs. And we proceed their traditional practices. Mansaka life revolves around sustainable, nature-based practices. The number one is their farming and agriculture. They are upland farmers who traditionally use kaingin or slash and burn methods to clear land. Crops grown include rice, corn, bananas, sweet potatoes, and abaca, which is also a source of livelihood through weaving. And number two, their hunting and gathering. They hunt wild boar, birds, and gather honey, rattan, bamboo, and medical plants. These resources are essential for survival and are collected with great care and respect for nature. And number three, their craftsmanship. The Mansaka are skilled in weaving, blacksmithing, and bead making. Women often make colorful woven cloth and beaded accessories, while men create tools, musical instruments, and farm implements. And lastly, the number four is their healing and medicine. Traditionally, healers are use herbal remedies and spiritual healing to treat illness. Illness is often believed to be caused by angered spirit, so rituals are performed alongside physical remedies. Population in 2020 to 2025, based on projections from various sources, including the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or what they called NCIP, and Philippine Statistics Authority, or they called PSE. In 2020, the estimated population of the Mensaka was around 70,000 to 80,000 individuals. By 2025, due to natural birth rates and expanded identification through tribal recognition, the number is expected to rise to approximately 85,000 to 95,000. It's important to note the accurate data on indigenous population is limited, as many live in remote areas and may not participate in national census. Additionally, some Mansaka individuals may not self-identify as indigenous due to assimilation, migration, or fear of discrimination.
And let's proceed for their location. The Mansaka inhabit the eastern part of Mindanao, mainly in the province of Davao de Oro, formerly Compostela Valley, and parts of Davao del Norte. Their settlements are typically found in upland and mountainous regions, where they farm and collect forest resources. Their major municipalities with Mansaka communities include Maragosan, Mawab, Moncayo, Laak, and Nabunturan, and those are their major municipalities. These areas are characterized by dense forests, rivers, hills, and natural springs, which are considered sacred by the Mansaka. Their close relationship with these natural features is reflected in their religious and cultural practices. And now, let us proceed to their behavior and social threats. Number 1, peaceful and cooperative. The Mansaka value harmony within the community. Conflicts are avoided, and when they occur, they are resolved through mediation by elders or tribal leaders. Number 2, collective decision making. Decisions are made through consultation and consensus, not by a single leader. This reflects their belief in equality and community involvement. Number 3, hospitality. Visitors are treated with warmth and generosity, and food is often shared freely during gatherings. Number 4, respect for nature. They treat nature as a living entity. Cutting a tree or harming an animal is done with rituals and gratitude to avoid angering spirits. And lastly, family-oriented. Families are tight-knit, and the community raises children together. Children are taught cultural values through storytelling, music, and participation in rituals. And now, let us proceed to how they preserve their tribe. So in the face of modernization and land exploitation, the Mansaka have taken active steps to preserve their identity. Number 1, the way of their preserving their tribe is by their education and advocacy. So through indigenous peoples' education programs, the younger generation learns about both formal education and their own history and culture. The second one is their cultural festivals. They participate in Indigenous Peoples Month, local Kaamolan celebrations, and municipal cultural presentations to showcase their identity. And the next is the NCIP and IPRA law. With help from Indigenous People Rights Acts or the IPRA, the Mansaka have gained legal protection of their ancestral domains, allowing them to live, farm, and worship freely on their native lands. The next is documentation and media. Some young Mansaka individuals are using digital media, art, and video documentaries to record and share their culture. And the last is language preservation. Elders and community leaders actively teach the Mansaka language, proverbs, and chants to the younger generation. And that's how they preserve their tribe. And now, let us discuss their language. So the Mansaka language is part of the Austronesian language family, related to other Mindanao indigenous languages but unique in structure and usage. It contains expressions and metaphors rooted in nature and spiritual beliefs. While younger generations may speak Cebuano, Filipino, or English, many efforts are being made to revitalize the native language through storytelling, songs, and local schools. And now, let us proceed to the age rate to get married. Traditional marriage age. Girls typically married between 15 to 18 years old, while the boys are usually between 18 to 21 years old. Marriages were often arranged or based on family agreements with a bride price or dowry involved. Modern trends today, due to laws protecting children's rights, education, and exposure to urban life, the age of marriage is increasing. Many now marry in their early or mid-20s, especially those who pursue college or vocational education. Intertribal or intercultural marriages are also becoming more common, especially in areas near towns and cities.
Ito naman sila tatay. Ano po yung tawag sa tugtog na to? Ano po? Ito yung tinatawag na imbaw. Ito naman yung agong. Ayan. So buhay na buhay sa lugar na to sa makabagong panahon ang kultura ng mga mansaka. Ayan o mga ka-discovery. So suportahan po natin sila. And nandito po sa itaas. Ayan. Si Presken and Sir Ed. Ayan po sila. Ayan. So maraming salamat sa panunood mga ka-discovery. Bye bye. So mga ka-YouTube, mga ka-discovery, abangan natin at may nire-request na sasayaw ha. Abangan natin kung sino to mga ka-YouTube. Ayan. So dito natin makikita ngayon kung gaano kagaling sumayaw tong sasayaw. Abangan nyo ha mga ka-YouTube, mga ka-viewers, mga ka-discovery. Ayan. And ayan na, pumasok na sa Patadyong. The President, Kaizen Elite Ventures Company, Mr. Ken Mark Johnson. Ayan ha. Palang sumayaw ang presidente ng Kaizen Elite Ventures Company. Walang inuurungan, saan mang laban, kahit hanggang sayawan. O para ayaw na kuminto ang presidente ng Kaizen Elite Ventures Company. Ganadong ganado. Ayan. Ganadong ganado si Sir Ken. At nagtaka po ang kanyang bunsong anak kung ano yung ginagawa ng kanyang papa. Nagulat ngayon ang bunsong anak. Standby po mga ka-YouTube, no? Abangan po natin, naghahanda po sila para sa pangalawang bugso ng kanilang pagsasayaw. Ayan. So standby lang po, hold on.